Hey you, before the video starts, consider dropping a like, a comment, and maybe consider subscribing. This really does help the channel grow. On to the video. Hey guys, it's Main here, back again with other account reviews. Today we are looking at Diste's account. Actually, a long time viewer of the stream, it seems like, actually reviewed channel points for this, so we are going to go and review his account. If you also want to try to win an account review, either join the streams. I do stream typically on Saturdays. I do want to try to expand that out a little bit, so you don't have to watch the streams to be eligible for an account review. Still thinking about that. You know, thoughts to come. Anyways, let's jump into the account review for Diste. Diste does seem like a rather endgame type player based off the dashboard I'm seeing here. Probably already has Eclipse Skulls on everything. Looks to be correct, except Globlins. I mean, Toolbox has been known to bug out sometimes, so it's possible you could have Globlins. It's possible you don't have Globlins. Just double check. Just check your death note. Make sure that you do have it or not. The other thing I do want to kind of point out is your Glunko kills seem relatively low. As a reminder, Deathbringer's gravestone does impact the respawn time of Glunko. So what you can do is you can spawn the gravestone, get out of Wraith form, put as many Bonjo pickles on Deathbringer as possible. Just go AFK for like a full day. Not like actual AFK, but like press auto and just leave it running for like a full day. Or less than that if you don't want to run your computer a full day. But you could definitely get this Glunko kills from like 1k to 10, 20, even like 100k relatively easily, depending how much damage your Deathbringer has, depending how much damage or how much like mob respawn you're actually getting, and I guess how many Bonjo pickles you have. But Glunko has really low base HP, which makes Bonjo pickle scaling a lot lower than it would on Dr. Defecus and Baba Yaga. So you are able to put a lot more Bonjo pickles on Glunko than you are on Defecus or Yaga and get a ton more kills from Glunko. So keep that in mind, is that if that's something you want to do. You could definitely do that. I can see you getting this up to 100k relatively easily because, I mean, you have Eclipse Skulls. I imagine your damage isn't lacking all that much either. So if I look at your Deathbringer, your stats, you have way more than enough damage to get out the 100 kill grind for sure. All right, looks like almost all of your characters are doing Bravery. There's 3 that aren't. One of them is killing actively on River Spirits. I imagine you're in Tempest form, so you're in World 6, which is pretty good. You have 2 people fighting Ancient Golems. You're 2 Deathbringers, so you're 2 Deathbringer Enjoyer. That's absolutely amazing. That's kind of what I'm doing, so I completely get that. And the rest on Bravery is also completely fine. So, it looks like you're doing things right in terms of, you know, where you are in the game. It seems like you're focusing on the right things of what you should be focusing on. And in terms of Deathbringer, those are absolutely great places to stick them to get the Dragon Warrior statue. So great job. I don't know if I think you caught a little bit earlier in the stream what I was doing with my bones, but if you are kind of let's look at your kind of grimoire to see kind of where you're at. You are at Wraith Defense 4, almost at Cranium Hoarding. Cranium Hoarding is going to give you so much accuracy. It's going to be a complete joke. Accuracy becomes like completely worthless once you get Cranium Hoarding because of how much accuracy it does. I can't remember how much it gives you per level, but I think with the levels that I'm at, I have enough accuracy for all of World 6 now. Now it's just damage is a big problem, which is where Wraith Destruction 3 kind of helps pick up the slack a little bit. So what your next big breakpoint for Deathbringer is going to be Wraith Destruction 3. It gives you so much damage, and it'll eventually push you into killing Mama Trolls more efficiently. And Mama Trolls eventually do become the replacement for Purgatory Stalkers. So that's kind of what you want to aim for and kind of what you want to do to help really elevate your Deathbringer grind. So when you previously Purgatory Stalkers gave me like 100 billion or so rib cages per hour at like the most efficient peak. I think it was roughly like 110 realistically. But Mama Trolls, when I got to Wraith Destruction 3, gave me like 160 billion. So yeah, that's pretty great. And I don't even have enough damage to one-shot them, so it's completely fine. Just stick them back. And where I go in Mama Troll is just the very top portal, putting the gravestone on that and just pressing auto and leaving it for the 270 seconds, then using my charred bones. And that's like the most efficient ribcage farm I have right now. So do keep in mind that I do have a lot of bones multipliers. So that means I have the Gambit Cavern increase for bones. If you aren't aware, the Gambit Cavern, Cavern 14, does have a multiplier for bones on Deathbringer. So you need 709,000 Gambit points to be able to get this. So that just means she's generally progressing summoning, getting more damage, trying to be a little cognizant of these different battles and trying to push that. Also means trying to level up the measurer bonuses here for gambit points. It also means getting more death note points, a power of 10 kills on death note, or like digits. I think it's digits, right? I think it's digits, to help you get more gambit points. And there's also, I think, the wisdom monument for getting you the points as well. Not to apply to you, but just other people that are trying to get the gambit points. Just kind of pointing out different sources for it. But yeah, definitely just focusing on the whole will help you with Deathbringer. There's the arcade shop and the reindeer pet if you have it for bone percent as well. And it looks like you do have the reindeer. So right now, without reindeer, you can get this to 200%. If you have a reindeer, it goes up to 400%. So it's 100% just fully maxed out. It's 200% with the blue balls that you got from the anniversary event, and it's doubles that, goes from 200 to 400 with a reindeer pet. So those are mostly the sources of bone percent that you get outside of the grimoire, and those are just like the only sources you can possibly get. So just keep in mind, I have all of those myself, so you're probably going to see similar rates to me. Another big thing is going to come from talent points. Depending how many talent points you have, minimum talent points, that is, you may get less bones than me. I think I'm at 432 if I'm not mistaken. So that's comprised of, here you go. If you go to the toolbox, if you go to your talent points, you click or you hold, or just hover over this eye, it'll tell you what the sources of your talent points are. So for me right now, I think I have one up on you for God bonus. I think I have one up on you for Equinox bonus, and I think that's it. Maybe family bonus. Family bonus could be the thing. I think we might have actually similar Equinox bonus, but yeah. Grinding out Divinity is one thing. Grinding up big P levels is another thing. Those help contribute for you getting minimum talent levels. So if you're looking for ways to increase minimum talent levels, that's this is what I'd reference if you need to look at it. So yeah, I do that. I want to look at your Divinity though. I just want to see roughly 17 across the board. This character has 18 here, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, 18 is kind of what you want to try to hit. I think you're missing that. You can get another talent level there, so you can increase the bone percent you get from the Grimoire talent, and also the bone percent you get from the Horde, the gravestone itself, just to help you increase your bone gains. It'll also help you with Windwalker and whatever the third master class is going to come out to be. Probably Bubo. I mean, it's likely Bubo. But it's going to help you get higher levels of talents there to help you in whatever grimoire compass style mechanic that third master class is going to provide. Just kind of prep you for the future. Getting 17 talent levels, especially now that you have Dragon Warrior statue, is not that unrealistic. So maybe doing a little bit of lab grinding depending where you are in Bravery. 65,000 hours. I mean, I have less hours than you in Bravery, and I'm doing the lab grind, so completely up to you. I completely understand wanting to do the Bravery grind because Bravery bonus multi is so incredibly powerful because it gives you so much mining efficiency, it gives you so much villager EXP, bit gain, bucket fill rate, cooking speed, who cares about that, monument AFK gain, bell ping, and ring rate. All the bonuses here from Bravery are incredibly powerful for your account. So you have an argument for doing Divinity right now. You have an argument for doing Bravery. Getting to 100k hours definitely though is a good stopping point. At that point you can just kind of relax in Bravery and just hope you get Bravery multi every single day, because I mean, I think you can realistically hit like what, 54, 55 with that. So 100k is definitely a good milestone to hit, and then after that just go back to Divinity to try to get the plus 18 plus 17 levels on your character. And the breakpoint for that is roughly, I think, hold on. Yeah, it's roughly Divinity 191, and your big P level needs to be about 6.2k if I'm not mistaken. But if you need help on that, I do recommend IE Auto Reviewer from Scully. It does have a section that you can look at for Arctis. It'll give you the breakpoints of that. And if I paste my JSON here, and then I click on the browser anywhere, just make sure I'm like in the tab. If I press Control F and type in Arctis, it'll bring me down here, and it'll tell you, it'll underline Divinity. I click on that, it'll bring me down here, and here you go. Plus 19 is my next breakpoint, which it says I hit. I haven't hit this yet, but it's roughly 244 Divinity and roughly 6,000 big P level. So you can, there's technically another breakpoint you could hit here. You could technically go to like 243 Divinity and like an 8,000 big P level, or you can go to 246 Divinity and like a 4000 Big P level. So this is variable. There's different ranges. The way Divinity level scales, or rather the minor link bonus scales, is dependent on your Divinity and Big P level. So there's some combination of the two that'll help you hit the plus 18 level that you're trying to hit. But if you're trying to figure out what your breakpoint is, a rough guide would be Scully's auto reviewer, and that's what I recommend looking at. It's not exact because obviously it says I have a check mark here and I have plus 19 minimum talent levels, but I do not on all my characters. Actually, I don't think I have it on any of my characters, so this is just wrong. But it gives you a rough estimate of what your breakpoint is and what you need to look out for. So just, you know, as a resource, you can use Scully's auto reviewer. Just kind of mention that as something you can use as a resource. Let's see. Perfect. I'm trying to keep better notes because when I upload the video, I often forget to like upload the sheets that I mention. So I'm going to make notes off on the side of things to put in the description in case you look back at the video like, oh, what's the link for Scully's auto reviewer? It'll hopefully be there and hopefully be a better reminder to me. Anyways, talk about Alchemy. So biggest thing I see here is your multiplier bubbles are really, really low, or at least for someone of your caliber in the end game. So roughly a 450 on Archer or Bust is really low for me. 1000 Warriors Rule and 900 in Mage's Best. I would 100% try to push those bubbles up even higher, so you can get just better bonuses there. So I mean, I imagine skilling efficiency is something you're trying to push towards and trying to get more ubs and get higher prints. This is the best way to do that. These bubbles are incredibly powerful for giving you skilling efficiency. So, you know, getting more of this multiplier will help you scale things like Hocus Chopus, help you scale things like the brain tools, like I don't know if it works in Severe or Purple, but Tree Sleeper. It would give you a ton of AFK gains, a bunch of base efficiency, a bunch of skilling power, and that'll help you a ton with your skilling prints. So if you want to get higher increases of your prints, that is one fantastic way to do that. Also, a little bit sad to see this 900 Larry. You could definitely push this up a lot higher. I honestly would consider using atoms. I don't see you like hourly clicking that much. I see a little bit of it. But if you are at the stage where you are hourly clicking, I would get Larry up probably another like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 levels. I mean, you have Big P at like 6,000. I think you're perfectly fine stopping there and just pump the rest of your atoms into Larry, to be completely honest with you. Yes, it says 108%, so you have an 8% chance at +3, but you can pump this up to like 115, 116, 120 is the hard cap technically, so getting to 119 I think is a perfectly fine stopping point, because that'll give you even higher, almost double the chance for +3 bubble levels. You need to start candy clicking. Okay, well, let's talk about candy clicking and see if that's even feasible for you for Dementia Ore. Yes, it is. Okay, absolutely. Considering you're getting a 4 billion print on God Shard, that means your Dementia Ore is really, really high. So you are perfectly fine and well and able to do the candy click for Dementia Ore. So have at it, my friend. Unfortunate, no bald pickle jar. You have this file at level 11 or so, right? Good file progress. Love to see this. You should get Barley Brew up to 13. This is like ridiculously easy nowadays, and you only have this file at level 2. Okay, cool. I thought that was level 1 for a second, but I can't remember what level 1 is. Level 1's red, right? Okay. Ooh, Sigil Grind. Okay. Genuine recommendation. Exalt Sigil Stamp. I know what you're going to say. Now, endgamers, don't roast me for this. But I feel like you should do this. I feel like you should Exalt Sigil Stamp. Why? Because I'm hedging my bets that there's going to be a further increase of sigil levels. And at any rate, this is completely fine to do. I would recommend exalting this because you are in a stage where this could benefit you for more tome points. You could get more sailing treasure, which does help you with leveling up your bubbles, for example. It'll help you with more crystal mobs every single day. So I guess not really top of the morning viable, but this does help a little bit with cranium cooking if you really want to go that route. More talent points, star talent points gives you more tome points as well. Also getting it to piss color and then eventually iodized will help you get more tome points as well. The weapon power is not insignificant, does help. But yeah, if you're looking for stamps to exalt, you have the really important ones. So you have Mason Jar, you have Crystalline, you have Golden Apple, you have the carry capacity ones done, you have Drippy Drop, you have Multi-Tool, you have Summoning Summoner Stone one doubled. You have like really, really important ones. Except this is a really bad one to exalt. And you have Vendor Stamp. So, I mean, you have like all the important ones. If you are able to get another, definitely I would recommend putting on Sigil. 19 Mega Feather is insane. Kangaroo. You're at 11. Fantastic. Cauldron levels. 379 on rate. Okay. 461 here. 390, 389. Maybe do some more cranium cooking. Trying to get this up to like base 400 across all the cauldrons. Maybe 450. Refinery. I mean, I know I talked about me hating refinery, but this is definitely something you could do if you really want to. Getting refinery ranked to like 1000 makes getting the vial to 13 much easier. So to help you out in the future, I would recommend, you know, trying to push these levels a little bit further. Right now it's 4 hours per upgrade. As you level it up, it'll be even faster and faster and faster. And since you had the exalted stamp for combustion, definitely something you could do, and it probably doesn't take as much time as it used to pre-exalted stamp. So, you know, something for you to aim for if you really want to. You're at 40 bubble levels, which is good, which means you have a lot of boron, which is fantastic. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think now more than ever, I think it's worth to upgrade Atom Collider, especially just to reduce the atom cost, make things a little cheaper to upgrade. But I mean, don't neglect these towers. Remember that every level of a wizard tower past level 50 gives you wizard damage. So if you are aiming to increase your waves in tower defense, which you... well, these are not bad waves. I wouldn't harp on you for not wanting to do that. Okay, these are all maxed, I believe. Traps. I mean, you saw me retrap, so you know how to retrap for EXP, and it looks like you've already done that. You can already get 120 traps on your V-Man, so if you want to retrap, you can do that there. Salt Lick is not maxed out yet. You still have a little bit of refinery speed here to go. Cooking. How's your cooking? Tied to capped meals. You have pretty much just no meal left behind range. Actually, you can get donut up passively with 10k ladles, especially since you have 2 Deathbringers. Unfortunate pain because you need to step away from AFK bones. Actually, how many ladles do you have? Just like in storage right now. Should be like towards, okay, 2400. Yeah, no. So I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't, yeah, no, I wouldn't even bother with cooking. I think just having no meal left behind hit it over time is completely fine. I don't think it's worth taking your Deathbringers off of the fighting grind to not get charred bones. I think charred bones are way better than ladles at this stage of the game. Despite you not being able to get a little bit more skill efficiency here, a little bit of basic attack speed here, which helps a little bit with the gravestone. Not too much, but it does help a little bit more skill efficiency here. I guess library checkout speed isn't bad. Where liquid cap isn't bad. Divinity EXP is really good. As we mentioned, you need to be on the Divinity grind eventually soon. Yummy Peach Ring, which you can't even do any ladles with or anything. Those are all really good. But, you know, I think you're just completely fine just being at the no meal left behind range, and you're doing the right thing with your Deathbringer is what I'm saying. I think once you're at this stage where all the meals are minimum 107, you're at a stage where you can just like not worry about it, because you have like page 1 through 2. Almost all of 2, if I'm not, or yeah, 1 through 2 just like completely done at 110. Page 3 getting hit by no meal left behind is completely fine. Yep. And you have all these at Sovereign, I imagine. Yeah. We already talked about Divinity a little bit. Gaming. How's your gaming? Only 22 mil nugget. Level 23 snail. Yeah. As a slab grind, I don't really have anything to say for anything hole related. I don't have anything to say about a lot really. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely some stuff I see here that you can for sure knock out of the park. For example, the sneaking stuff, you should have this available to you now. You should be able to drop all of these in the maps. This is craftable, this is craftable, this is accessible via party dungeon. This, bear with me, this is accessible to you via quest, a quest, party dungeon, quest lines, craftable, alchemy for all of these right here, luck, pay to win whale, all that stuff, luck. I can't remember the drop source of fun flags, but I know it's a pain in the ass, and same thing for electrical wiring. These are inaccessible now, but you can buy these for gems and talk to the slab monster just to make sure it registers. But the rest of these are just party dungeon. Make sure to level up the equipment upgrades in party dungeon to be able to drop this. But this is, again, a very easy slab for you, and you can just craft this as well. It's also pretty easy slab for you. Yeah, honestly, what's the count here? We have like maybe 20 items that are slabbable, which is decent, especially when you eventually go back to the Divinity grind, because it'll help you get more Divinity points, which means you can get more God rank levels, which means you get more Divinity EXP, which makes it easier to level up Divinity. Fun flag is level up bubble, yes. So level up gift, going back to alchemy. Oh yeah. Yeah, you could definitely get a lot more levels of this. So, I mean, I wouldn't use atoms on this, but I don't know. You could use atoms on it if you want, but I think you're better off using Larry. Using atoms on Larry. What else, Chad? Let's look at his equipment. Gold food across your characters looking nice. I don't see golden cheese across your characters, which is a little concerning to me. You have it on some, and then you don't have it on others. So make sure to get a stack of golden cheese across your characters, because no matter the character they're on, I imagine they will be leveling up your shrines. So I guess the only characters it wouldn't really matter on are... Actually, all of your characters are doing whole stuff, right? That sounds wrong, but every character is essentially in World 5, and you can't be on every single character at the same time. So getting a stack of gold cheese and putting your shrines in World 5 town is going to help level up your shrines just very passively. Just keep in mind, I mean, even with 150 stack, you're getting 800% increased. You're getting 800% increased with 150 stack of golden cheese, but here you're getting 1080. So the characters you don't have the gold cheese on, you're missing out on 8 times the shrine level up rate, which is incredibly important for you. Yeah, so make sure to get some cheese across your characters, my man. How about post office? I never talk about post office, but I mean, with the new atom levels, this becomes even more passive. Is all golden food farmable? Yes, every single one is farmable. Some are easier than others. Okay. I mean, all this stuff isn't bad. Yeah. I mean, being chained to hole isn't bad. It's not a bad thing. Okay, make sure to do your shimmer trial. Just, you know, take a look at your dashboard. Make sure since you are doing more Windwalker active, be a little cognizant of your pets and try not to over level them. So, you know, when your breedability pets get to 7, take them off and rotate them out. And just focus on shiny stuff. So what pets do you have? Oh, wow. Okay. Base critters is really good for EXP. Base efficiency is really good at 15. Okay. Bonuses all meals. Okay. Hear me out. Once you get all these pets to breedability 7, I would genuinely consider getting the meal pets up to 20, which sounds like a lot. But since you're going to be active on Windwalker for probably a large majority of your time, this will go by so much faster. Obviously, I should have more shiny pet multi than you, and I did this like last week, a few days ago or so, and they were at 15 myself. And oh shit, they're at 20. I got to take them off actually. Okay, yeah. I mean, in just a week time, it took me 9 of each of these pets. Or wait, hold on. How much was it? 13 of each of those pets to get them up to 20, but it is incredibly easy. It'll take you a little bit longer because you have 75% of the shiny multi that I have. A lot of the shiny multi that I have is going to come from the lamp bonus. It's going to come from crop bonus, and also the shiny pet bonus, which I don't know if you've focused on at all. Yeah, I mean, some are 13, 17. This would be another thing you could also try to get to level 20 as well, just to make the grind just a little bit easier. This doesn't provide a huge bonus to shiny pet level up rate, but do keep in mind that the shiny bonus itself is being multiplied by everything else you see here. So this 1.77 that you see there from the shiny bonus is getting multiplied by 0.48 times 0.58, or 1 plus that. 41.15, 9.94, 6.20, 5. All this stuff are multiplying each other essentially. And, you know, it factors into one additional bucket that does multiplication for the other bonuses. So just leveling up these pets to level 20 are going to make the other shiny pets a lot easier to level up. So keep that in mind if you do go back onto the grind of doing shiny pets. Once these breedability pets are level 7, you can completely move on and do these shiny pets up to level 20. Okay, and since you're on the... Hey, Al, what's up? Z2, hello, what's up? Since you're on the Bravery grind, another way to scale Bravery damage is not just hours, but also skill levels. So a great source of skill levels is going to come from sneaking. Now that Windwalker's out, we get a lot more sneaking percent, we get a lot more sneaking EXP, you know, stealth percent, gemstone levels, all that stuff, which helps increase sneaking EXP. Yeah, 20 for shiny pets is max. So with the increase of sneaking EXP, what you can do is you can grind out black belts on like Mastery 3, get a decently high level of them, put them on your tunes in the Ghost floor of Mastery 4 to get a ton of EXP to help really boost your sneaking levels, and that'll help you get more Bravery sword damage. Another way you can really pump that up is when you get on the Lab and Divinity grind again to get plus 18, even if you want to, plus 19 levels. Naturally, your Laboratory level plus your Divinity level are really going to skyrocket through the roof to get you even more sword damage. And in case you're curious where I'm getting the fact that Bravery sword damage scales off of account skill level, it's one of the measure bonuses. Bravery sword damage scales off of all skill level, which comes from doing like trapping, mining, fishing, catching, and this is just account wide. So it adds up the skill levels of every single skill in the game, and it, you know, biggest sources of that is going to come from construction, which I haven't talked about yet. Construction is one, sneaking, farming, summoning, Lab, Divinity, all those ones can scale really, really high and give you a ton of just general skill levels, which scales into Bravery sword damage. There is another thing here, Monument AFK gain rate, that scales off the skill level as well. So you're kind of hitting two birds with one stone here. Talking about construction, that's also something you may want to consider grinding more into. So once you get Once you get Larry up another like few thousand levels, like into once it visually reads like 115, 116, I think it's kind of a good stopping point. I would genuinely just stick all of your atoms back into Call Me Bob. Well, yeah, the general scaling bubbles, but another thing for you to consider spending your atoms on are Call Me Bob, or getting a print on your V-Man, trying to do like hourly clicks on this as well. But this would give a ton of construction EXP. Construction EXP is incredibly powerful because, as we mentioned before, all skill level is really good for Bravery, and this is a really easy skill to scale a ton of skill levels on. Well, to say that like 3,000 times fast. Because if you look at it, construction right now, this alone is giving me 14,000 total levels for my characters. So it constitutes a pretty big portion of my account skill levels, and it's definitely something that's probably going to contribute a lot to you right now. Yeah, and you're still only 10,000, so you have another like 4,000 there you can get. The farther behind Alchemy will seem. Yeah, I mean, since you are in the realm of doing candy clicking, you could definitely boost a lot of your alchemy up a ton more by doing those candy clicks and focusing things on Larry, on some of the bubbles to get them up just to 1,500, just to get them out of the way for no bubble left behind, so it can hit some of the more resource intensive items. All right, last thing I want to touch on is just farming, because why not? Love giving people a little heart attack and talking about farming. So you're up to, okay, not that bad. It's pretty good. So, okay, I can actually give you some pretty actionable advice probably. So best thing for you to do right now is not necessarily evolution GMO. I would actually take a few of your bean resets that you're doing and spend a lot of your points onto speed GMO. Why speed GMO? It's because you are almost so very close to that 1 second breakpoint for Glassy. Now, why is that important? Let's go over to my farming, for example. So here's what my farming looks like. You notice how I just like keep spamming collect all and like it constantly collects crops? That's because at the 1 second breakpoint, it just really speeds up farming when it comes to glassy crops, which means that your overgrowths are going to happen more often, which means you can get more bean resets, which means eventually you'll get more Evo GMO levels, which means you can push your crops faster. So getting to that 1 second breakpoint for glassy crops is really, really important. For me, it was roughly 210 crops or so, and 38% speed GMO is when I hit that. Outside of pushing speed, I would also recommend trying to push just the OG, the OG fertilizer. The more of this you get, the higher chance of OG you get, which means you get more beans when you do turn them in and do the reset for the magic beans. That's always something you can do, so you can eventually level up evolution GMO a little bit more. You can eventually level up speed GMO a little bit more. Your value GMO is completely fine where it is. You don't need to level it up anymore, depending on where your land rank bonus is. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Okay. I would consider doing a little bit of a reset here because I see some of the stuff is a little bit inefficient. Specifically, the balance between production boost, production mega boost, and production super boost is very off. Production mega boost is so incredibly low and unimportant for you for where you are in the game, because look at it, 220 levels is only giving you a 290 value multi. Versus production boost seems like it's giving you a low amount, but it's giving you an insane amount because it's technically 16.38 times whatever your minimum land rank bonus is. For me, it's like 180, so it's giving me almost 3,000 times value multi just off the rip, and that combined with production super boost is more than enough for me to cap out. If you look at my land rank distribution right now, you'll notice I have really low levels into production boost, production mega boost, and production super boost. When I do my reset and claim my initial 34 crops, whatever the number is, I cap out immediately at 10,000 value multi. So that being said, you don't need 380 points here, you don't need 220 points here, and you definitely don't need 600 points here. If you're wondering how I came up with those breakpoints, there is a spreadsheet which I often reference. It's from Trial Pairs. This is my copy of the spreadsheet, and this is kind of what I use. Throwing back to Boss Regale's account review, this is what I use for land rank distribution. If you're looking for how to use this efficiently, I would look back at that video because I go really in depth about how to use the spreadsheet and how you can use it. But essentially, you see this. Wait, hold on. This is not the one. This is the one. Here we go. Disregard that comment. There we go. That's the comment. So yeah, I go really in depth here on Boss Regale's account review, going a lot into the spreadsheet and how to use it more efficiently, but definitely use this for informing how to use your land rank distributions. Essentially, I'll give another quick overview here. So essentially, I want to hit, no, I guess for the YouTube frogs as well. Here you go. Just another quick overview how this works. This is hot air. I apologize. I said trial pair. Trial pair had a different spreadsheet. I think it was the one I initially put up. This is hot air who made this. But essentially, the way this works is I want to see the minimum amount of crops it takes to hit 100K for me to reach the 10,000 cap on value multis. So my super GMO value is at 25%. It's roughly 2.15. My product doubler is at least 400% right now. My average land rank, I think, is like 180 or so. So without putting any points into production boost, mega boost, or super boost, I'm at 70x, which is not enough. So how do I get there? If I put like, so if I look at what is more point efficient between production boost, mega boost, or super boost, you'll see the green here for production boost is way better. And if I go down to the 25 levels, because I want to distribute 25 points at a time, 25 points is more efficient in production boost. So I'll put 25 points here. And you'll see my value multi goes from 70 times to 325. The name of the game is to try to make this 10,000 times. So we keep going until we're okay with 30 crops at 100K and this number at 10,000%. So I just keep going back and forth, putting 25 points back and forth between the most green thing I see here. So you're gonna see it flips back and forth a lot between production boost and production super boost. So 50 here, another 25 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 here, and you'll see this number went from 70 to 4,800 already with only 225 points invested. You know, I'll just kind of skip it here. I'll just go to like 200. Let's go to like 250. We're almost there. And now finally, when did it like pop out? So when I have 200 points invested in production boost and 175 points into super boost, finally mega boost becomes useful. And I'll put the 25 points there. And I'll put another 25 points here. And I'll put another 25 points here. Eventually, this will cap out at the 10,000. I'll just put like 400 points here and like 300 points there. Like 100 points there. There we go. Finally, it is blacked out. I've hit cap. 10,000 times is the cap. But you can also manipulate this by, instead of spending points, putting more points into value GMO, which you have here. So 2.38%. There we go. I'm at cap. I'm way at cap. And so, I mean, this is probably your distribution if you want. Maybe. But yeah, this is essentially the cap for you. Maybe do your own experimentation depending how many points you have. And then if you're wondering where to put the rest of your points, just follow the same logic. If you want more farming EXP, if you want more overgrowth, if you want more more land rank EXP and farming EXP, distribute normally. The only thing that's not on here is evolution GMO. It follows roughly the same logic. Mega boost just sucks compared to the other boosts. So as a quick little reference, there you go. Quick little reminder for everyone who hasn't seen Boss Regale's video, I recommend looking back at that because this sheet there is linked and available for everyone to use. So I'll stop the review there. I think we talked a little bit about everything. Hopefully it gives you a little bit of direction. Remember, candy clicking is something that's absolutely available to you. You can really boost your account power by doing that. And when it comes to spending your atoms, maybe using it on Larry if you don't want to candy click. I think you're perfectly fine stopping where you are in Big P. I think you can also spend your atoms on Call Me Bob, on Archer Bust, Mage's Best, Warrior's Rule. Those ones are completely fine to use your atoms on to help progress your account and get you more skilling efficiency, more damage, whatever you may need. So thanks for the account, Diste. It was a really great one. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great one. Bye, YouTube. Hey there, guys. It's Bane here. I just wanted to say deeply thank you to everyone who does support me over on YouTube and or Twitch. It really does help motivate me to continue making more videos. If you would like to become a channel member just starting at $1 a month, please check the description below. Have a great day.